All right, in Matthew 26, verse 29, Mark verse 14, Mark 14, verse 25, and Luke 22, verse 18, you will notice Jesus institutes the supper using the fruits of the vine. See, in Israel, the common vine was grapevine. So the natural product, which was grapevine, you see, it was what was available locally as at that time. So which was familiar with or familiar in Jewish cultural feasts and symbolic in their Old Testament. That is, the vineyard imagery or imagery you can find in Isaiah chapter 5 verse 1 to 7. Let me tell us, Jesus didn't magically chose grapevine, not at all. He used what the culture produced and what scripture already symbolized. That's the truth. Now let's go to the African context, which is the Akwa Ibom context. The question now is, if Jesus came to Akwa Ibom, South Africa, South, precisely, which is in Nigeria, in our context, in this first century, what would he have used? Grapes are not native to our region, not at all. But palm wine is the natural fruit of the palm tree that is widely used in the feasts, in our marriages, and sometimes in covenants or whatever that is used for. So just as in the context of the Israel, where grape wine were used in the central Jewish weddings, worship, so palm wine has been central in African communal context and in our covenantal settings. So these are the facts we must know. Therefore, if the Lord's Supper were instituted here in this context, palm wine would likely have been used because it's the local equivalent of the fruit of the vine. That's the truth. It carries covenantal symbolism in Africa culture, which is the marriage, which is in our festivals, and which was a common wine or a common drink amongst our people. So God always works through the materials and the symbols of the people he comes across or he comes to. It wouldn't have been possible for Jesus to have traveled to Israel or Judaism to bring grapevine, not at all. Let's see the biblical precedent for this cultural adaptation. You see, in Acts chapter 2, every nation heard the gospel in their own native language, dialects. In Acts chapter 17, Paul quotes Greek poets. What? Why? Because he needed to preach Christ in Athens. So Christianity is transcultural. The message is eternal. But the truth is that the forms he adapts, or the method, the linguistical adaptation is paramount, and we must take note of that. So the fruit of the vine is a principle. It's not a rigid law that only grapes qualified. Not at all. So what matters is a fruit-based covenant drink, symbolic of blood that life poured out, used in communal or communal fellowship. And that's the truth. Let's expose two extremes. And let's go through the thorough expositions. You see, in Western literalism, some insist only grape wine is acceptable for communion today. Is that true? That's cultural imposition. If you are going to impose certain culture on us. So if Jesus came to Israel, he used grapes. If he came to Africa, he had used what grows here. And that's the fact. So careless substantiation, or what we call substitution. Others used anything, because they just want to carelessly use anything. Say, we can use Coke, we can use Fanta, we can use malt. That's not the truth. It's not contextual. That loses its natural, agricultural, covenantal symbolism. So communion is not a soft drink party. Not at all. It's sacred. It's covenantal. It is contextual. So, which wine would have been used or is more common as far as the Akwa Ibom context is concerned, or the Nigerian context? Theologically and culturally, palm wine fits better than imported grape wine. Why? It is local, natural, and covenantal. 2. It grows abundantly like grapes in Israel. 3. It symbolizes joy, community, and celebration, just as grape wine did in Canaan and the Passover feasts. Therefore, what are the take-home lessons we must learn from this? You see, Jesus always uses the materials of the people to reveal eternal truth. That's number 1. Number 2 is that Christianity is not locked in Jewish culture. It is adaptable across nations. The essence of the Lord's Supper is not grape versus palm wine. No, but the body and the blood of Christ that is remembered in covenant. My friends, I do not know whether you're following. Don't idolize forms. Don't focus on grape or palm wine. No. The meaning is that we must understand that each of these items are contextual. Like you have grape wine in Israel, you have palm wine in Africa, you even have rice wine in Asia. What matters is Christ, our Passover lamb, slain for us. That's the most interesting thing. What we must understand is that if Jesus had come to Akwa Ibom, he would have likely raised a cup of palm wine and said, "This is my blood of the covenant." The question is not the drink, but whether your heart drinks deeply of his grace. Thank you. If you learned anything or you have questions or you disagree with these thoughts, please put it on the comments. God bless you. If you want further exposition, I can do that. Thank you so much, and God bless you. God is already